giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh.
How's everybody doing? Well, the new year is here, and I've got a big empty space to deal with. It's always a good thing though, right? You know, it's funny how people are. Like, I remember when I started the very beginning of like River Road, this particular layout, and somebody had said something like, oh, it's gonna take you a year to get it done. A year? So I'm gonna be working on this thing for at least 5 years. Like, what's the rush? You ever notice that? Like in the hobby, like there's this kind of, I don't know what it is. It's a generational thing, or, you know, it's probably a combination of I wouldn't say generational, because it kind of pinpoints individuals and puts the blame on them. And every generation has their foibles, as they say, but there's just this, I think it's consumerism. I think consumerism has done its damage. I really do. I think that it's done so much damage to the arts and to hobbies in general with the ready to run, the RTR, you know, consumeristic disease, right? Or just keep buying something new. Or just, you know, get that new locomotive, you know, and it'll reinvigorate your layout, you know. Buy the latest tank car, buy the latest, you know, building, buy it. It just comes at you, right? Trucks, you know, like just buy, keep spending, and you will have a reinvigorated constant on your layout. And it's nothing further from the truth. Because what happens is you buy that locomotive, let's say, as I have a stack to the ceiling of stuff behind me. And it does nothing. Like, you pull it out of the box, you know, you turn it around, you flip it over, you look it over, you put it on your track, you try it out. And then it goes back in the box and becomes another shelf queen. And this is the way it goes, right? And it's like a cycle that you have to jar yourself out of it. Like, I'm faced right now, like, I'm going to change gears here. I took a break over the holidays. Well, I built a bunch of trees because I like to go on tree benders.
I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine.
You know, I like to build a whole whack of them, even if I don't see them living on my layout right away. I know I'll be able to fill the little sliver of space with them somewhere, compositionally, as it evolves. Like where you see where I'm going to begin now, over there with that foam and transition into a retaining wall, and then start building out this little sort of pizza-shaped, you know, impression of New West, and then, of course, the overpass, and then everything changes again, back to sort of prototypical railroad industry. But, you know, now I have to reset, right? It's a big reset. So I got to look at the space now. It's whited out, you know. I like to do that. I like to white out things. It just helps to clear my mind. And I'm going to build a little scene around the diner, but I'm not going to do another architectural build for a little bit yet. I want to get this scenery transition worked out in part of the street, and then I'm going to do some background stuff, and I'm going to do the theater and all that, but that'll be a little bit down the road. But I got to plug back in, right, and not get distracted. I'll probably do another operational video a little bit down the road, but the fun for me is building it, like just the scenery and just building the scene, like building the the atmosphere and the immersive qualities of focusing in when you build something on an intimate level. It just makes running trains all the more special. And you don't need new trains to reinvigorate your hobby. You just need to focus in and build a story that you can live with, right? Like, how you have your favorite movies, your favorite books that you can read over and over again. Well, there are qualities about those movies and books, most notably artistic, because it's writing, like music and sculpture and painting, and, model building, model making. All has artistic elements in it. But it's the story that really keeps you going, right? Like, there's people that'll get to this stage and they quit. Like, comparatively speaking, on any size layout, they just run out of gas, right? Because they don't know how to build a story. Like, they don't think of the story element. Like, that's, writing the story, like having this sort of open-ended story that's evolving, really makes a big difference. I think it's a really good, like, I never invented the idea, although I've always built dioramas since I was a kid, and diorama means story in the round.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby.
Like, that's why I have married the concept for me into the model railroad shelf layout genres, because story is what keeps it all going. It's what reinvigorates. So I took a break, and now I'm going to plug back in. You can see my bench down there. It's empty, just my coffee. And I'm just going to start staring and looking and just slowly get back into it again and watch this. Watch, I can't stand this lavalier mic. You're umbilical corded to everything. And speaking of umbilical cords and closing, if I had an IV bottle, I mean, don't get me wrong here, but I could plug in that IV bottle and not eat for days on end working on the layout. Just close the door and just on a drip, right? Because for me, man, you got to put in 4-hour blocks. For me, at least I do. I have a hard time just doing 1 hour. Like, I got to really plug in. But anyway, it's a bit of a monologue, but I think it's a good way to start things off again. And yeah, this is going to be fun. I pretty much have the asphalt surface already textured and built up over 1/8 balsa and just some layers of texture paste and so on. People can use plaster if you want. I don't. I've explained why I don't. It's unstable, it cracks, it's heavy, it's it's a mess, and it sucks the life out of paint, etc. But I'm going to have fun. I'm going to work on that transition there, and then I'm going to paint this slab, and then I'm going to paint the track. I'm going to show all that, and I'm going to ballast this section, and then get some scenery going. Just get it going, and rekindle the flame, so to speak, and then get the ball rolling again on River Road, okay? Cheers.